Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Brad Harrison Presents Urban Voices, where we tackle Louisville's current events from an urban perspective. We are the voice of the voiceless. Hey, what's up, Louisville? It's 4:30. You are tuned in to Urban Voices on WCHQ 100.9. I'm your host, Brad Harrison. I got my homegirl, Lady T. What's up, T?
What's up?
And I got my main man, Sean Munker. What's up, Sean?
What'd it be like?
Hey, we have a special guest in the house today. We have my man, Brandon B. Shatter. Look, Brandon B. Shatter Harrison. I like Brandon because our names are somewhat similar. My name is Brad Harrison. His name is Brandon Harrison. No relation, but my man is a pretty good poet.
I try.
Pretty good poet. Is poet taking something away from you? Because I know it's poet, spoken word. I know you do the whole thing.
Nah, man, poet works, I guess. But if we're gonna be like, I guess official, then
okay.
Then I guess the technical term for me now is teaching artist.
Teaching artist.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
So look, let me jump right into it.
Okay.
As far as poetry and spoken word, it's not really. Kentucky's not really known, especially Louisville, is not really known on the scene for putting out vast amounts of poetry, especially black poets.
Right.
But we do have a nice amount of a wide variety of great poets here.
Yeah, I agree.
So how long have you been on the scene?
Man, 5 years. That's about the entire time that I've been living here in Louisville. So
5 years?
I moved to this joint and was like, where the poetry at? Let's get it.
I said, where are you originally from?
All over. I'm a military brat. I was born in Radcliffe,
okay.
Which is down the street, Fort Knox area. But D.C. and Texas are my homes. D.C. is where I graduated high school. Texas is where I actually started performing. And so, like on the poetry community, they all know me. I'm from Texas.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so look, when you compare D.C. and was it Dallas?
Well, it was actually Austin.
Austin.
Yeah.
Okay, D.C. and you know what? Austin is pretty diverse.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Austin's
I know
like an East Coast city in the middle of Texas.
Yeah, I know a lot of people in Austin. I was shocked because I'm thinking it's kind of southern Texas, right?
Yeah, it was smack dab. It's in the middle.
Okay, it's in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking Austin. I'm like, Austin, I'm thinking George Bush.
No. George Bush land is in Dallas.
He's in Dallas?
Yeah, so that you're going to go 2 hours north
of
Austin. So, like, that would be the distance would be like from here to Indianapolis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, Austin didn't really strike me as being a poetry town, especially a black poetry town, but they put it down out there.
Yeah, man. It's I don't think that the poetry scene, and I might be biased, but I don't think the poetry scene in Austin or in Southern Texas together would be as big as it is if it wasn't for the black poets that got down in Austin.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, because, like, Austin almost serves as kind of like a gateway, and then you can get to everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be, because it's so close to Fort Hood, right? So you got a lot of bodies there that came and probably started planting roots. You know what I'm saying? It branched out, moved to Austin. You got all these poets that are here just concentrated, right? And then because Austin is kind of, it's got like that love feeling to it. And then it's just, Austin is an artistic community anyway, in and of itself. Through Austin, man, you get to Houston. You get to San Antonio, you backtrack and go to Dallas, but all of those folks are going to come to Austin at least 4 or 5 times a year just to get down. You know what I'm saying?
I said, look, you're a pretty young man. How old are you?
28.
28 years old. Okay, so you're a pretty young man. So let me think. Well,
you said he was a pretty young man.
Yeah, 28.
But it sounded funny. it's like pretty young man.
Nah, I ain't mean it like that. But look,
like he's pretty young.
I was thinking he was 18 or something.
Let's say, okay,
You made it sound like I was 12.
okay, let's say fairly young man, right? And when I say that, it's because I'm a little old. I'm 44, so I grew up with black poets.
Yeah.
And then I grew up, and then it had a resurgence. Was it the late 90s or early 2000s? When was that? When
was doing Def Poetry Jam?
Def Poetry Jam.
Late 90s, early 1000s.
Right. So did you get to watch any of that?
I did, bro. I caught it maybe season 3 or 4. Whatever the first season was when Kanye was on there. That's kind of when I was like, that's it. That's what I want to do. In high school, I was like, oh, these cats are on HBO. They getting paid. To do poems. My poems are better than them. And that was before I even knew what slam was, before what actual spoken word was. Like, I knew Mos Def was the host. Russell Simmons is behind it. It's mad black people up there, and
they spitting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And so like, it's actually pretty wild. Like now, I've met, and competed against and learned from a handful of poets that were on Def Poetry Jam. It's I got a real good homie. His name is Asia Sampson. They was all just down here for Southern Fried. And Asia was probably one of the last of the Mohicans. He was on one of the last 2 or 3 seasons of Def Poetry Jam. He's good people. Sheehan, he was a light-skinned dude, had long hair. He had this poem, it was like, I want to love like me, thinking of you, thinking of me type love. Or he had this one joint. Anyways, him, this dude named Black Ice, was from Philly. It was this one fat white dude on there named Big Papa E. I remember the first time I ran into him, bro, it was in Austin. I was hosting a youth slam, and he comes in like on a bicycle, like, I don't know, like Mr. Rogers style. You know what I'm saying?
On a bicycle.
Yeah, bro, on a bicycle, and just kind of like walked up. They was like, yo, Big Papa E's in here. I'm like, from Def Poetry Jam? They was like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, snap. That's what's up.
So this is an actual community.
Yeah, most def. It's like, for real, it's like a fraternity almost. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm going out of town, like for instance, I'm going out of town tomorrow to Dayton. If I needed to stay the night in Dayton, because of the set I'm doing, it's like 3 people I can call right now. You know what I'm saying? That are also poets that are gonna be like, hey, bro,
You can get the couch.
yup, most def. You know what I'm saying? And it's love like that. Especially starting out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going into my 2nd year of being full time, and so like last year, I called. You know, like I tested that theory. I'd never been to Miami before to perform. And so I had 2 shows back to back in Miami. The dude who got me those shows, I was like, hey, bro, I'm broke, man. Like, whatever money I make from the shows is money I'm going to use to get back home. You know what I'm saying? But I just needed to come down here and splash one time so y'all bring me back when I got some more money.
So this is the definition of a true starving artist.
Yeah, most def. Yeah, no, last year was the struggle. I will not front. I don't shy away from it. It's it's all part of the story. And but most def, bro, I had a hoodie and some blankets, man, and he let me grab that couch, and that's pretty much how it works, bro. Till you get established and get a real solidified name, and then once that happens, then people will start willing to, hey, bro, I know you big time now. You don't want to stay on my couch. You know how much, like, you need an Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? Can we pay for you a hotel? Yeah, bro. Actually, you can pay for all those things. You know what I'm saying? Here's my feature price. Here's now my traveling expenses. You know what I mean? And so, and I'm there now.
Well, see, you know what? I like to see poetry, and I don't want to say making a return. I'm going to say making a return to mainstream. Because when I grew up in Oakland, California.
Oh, nice.
And, man, it was huge in my upbringing. So a lot of people don't realize, a lot of the younger generation doesn't know that rap music has its roots.
Yeah.
In poetry and spoken word. So,
Yeah.
like, I grew up listening to records in my parents' house with H-Rap Brown, The Last Poets, and
Yeah.
all this was part of the black arts movement that was in the late 70s. And this was pre-hip-hop. We
Yeah.
even watched film. You ever seen the film Dolomite?
Yeah.
Man, Dolomite was what I call the first rapper.
Okay.
Dolomite, he used
I
to
can see
sit
it.
there
Yeah,
and
yeah.
recite the signified monkey and these little, and it was poetry, but it was rap.
Right.
It was pre-rap.
I mean, even think of like Gil Scott Heron.
Gil Scott Heron.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he like he did it. He transcended that. Him and the Last Poets.
Yeah.
Just pretty much like, hey, bro, play this beat right here. I'm gonna spit this poem real quick.
They were
Then we're gonna
first.
put it on wax.
Die, N-word, die. You've heard that, huh? Yeah. So,
I was teaching a workshop the other day, and the kids was like, hey, man, you need to play that. And then Whitey went to the moon. I'm like, Gil Scott Heron, how old are you?
They
They
were
were
young?
like 12. They was teaching it in their class. Like whoever it was
so they're
some
in
white
the
teacher they
culture.
had. Some white teacher was like, yo, y'all need to learn about black poetry. Let me play this one, Whitey to the moon. You know that white guilt get in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all know Whitey went to the moon, but y'all know revolution will not be televised. Didn't even know what I was talking about. Didn't even know it was
haven't
by,
heard that one?
Didn't even know it was by the same person. It was so strange. It was the strangest thing I think I've ever come across. It was 4 little black girls and was like, bro, you need to play that Whitey to the moon on the YouTube, bro. That is hard. What? Well, cool. I'm glad you like that one. Listen to this one. Who's that? It's the same person, bro. Like, but they don't know, and so I agree with you. It's a lot of cats that don't know, but I do think that it is kind of coming back more mainstream. You know what I'm saying? And if it ain't, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna take it there.
There it is.
Right. So
look, you have to explain to me, what exactly is a poetry slam?
all right. So a poetry slam. Yeah, we'll do it this way. All right. So crash course. Your regular run-of-the-mill poetry slam is gonna be 3 rounds. Right. You're gonna have anywhere from if you couldn't find nobody, you're gonna have at least 5. But on average, you want about 10. You want 10 to maybe 15 poets. That's gonna give you a good 2.5, 3 hour span, right? Just solid poems. You get you a good DJ or whatever. So each poet gets 3 minutes and 10 seconds to spit their piece, right? It's got to be their own original work. They can't use no props. By props, I mean like you can't come on stage with like a dummy, or like if your poem is about hats, don't bring no hats on stage.
So this ain't battle rap.
Right, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gets their own individual time, but you got 3 minutes and 10 seconds, right? After that 10 seconds is the grace period because you really only got 3 minutes. After that 10 seconds, for every second after that, you get a point deduction, right? And so what happens is you have 5 judges that'll rate each one of these poets, right? They're going to rate you on a point scale from 0 to 10, 0 being the worst thing they ever heard, to 10 being the greatest thing they've ever heard. What we do is then, after they do their piece, I say, judges, give me your scores. They throw up all 5 of their scores. I'm going to drop the lowest score. I'm going to drop the highest score. So let's say they got all 10s. They can get a maximum score of 30. Dig what I'm saying? Right. And then every round we're going to cut people, right? Everybody don't get to spit 3 times, you know what I mean? And so we cut people until we get to the last 3. The best out of them 3, you know what I'm saying, wins. And then there's usually money or bragging rights on the line. And that's pretty much your run-of-the-mill poetry slam. Now, there are other slams that kind of that go beyond this. So you have like your Southern Fried, Nationals, B&Vs, these big team slams where you have at least 4 or 5 poets to a team. Instead of doing it 3 rounds and people get cut each round, you have 4 rounds, and each team goes 4 times, right? And then the team with the most points at the end wins, right? And then you have like what I'm gonna do on Friday, the Summer Slam, or the one I do as part of Lou Evolve, where I kind of try to merge the two worlds of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And poetry, I have head-to-head bouts, right? And so instead of a 3-minute, 10-second time period, you have 3 minutes. It's an absolute 3 minutes. You don't get to go over time, right? So at 3:01, shut up. I took your mic or cut it off or all in your face now. You know what I'm saying? And then instead of points, we do majority rule. Dig what I'm saying?
Is that something like at battle poetry?
Yeah,
it
sounds like it though.
No, it's dope though. You know, I don't watch it a couple of times on TV where they get at it.
Yeah, no, it's been one that I've seen that was kind of televised. I don't remember the name, but like essentially, yeah, it gets down in the battle poetry. The first time I ever seen it though was in Austin. There's this lady named Love Robinson. She used to do this thing. She did it 4 times a year called Spitfest. Okay. She pretty much just grabbed the best poets that she's ever come across or met and say, all right, cool, here you go. You know, we're gonna throw you on stage, woo woo woo. And she has like a musical artist at the end. And so what I liked about Spitfest though is she gave you like 3 months to prepare. She's like, hey, I'm doing a show in October. Be ready. You know what I'm saying? And then in September, you'd figure out who you was going against. And then so usually the first round, cats are spitting pieces about each other. Because what was cool about Spitfest is you had your absolute 3. It was still majority rule. But
sounds like battle rap.
Yeah, it sounds like battle rap. Right. But so like what would happen is you'd have to face it. Whoever was not spitting had to be still. So unlike battle rap where you can like, whatever, you know, shit, I'm killing this cat right here, woo, woo, woo. You know what I mean? And like move around and stuff and react. You can't react in Spitfest. And that's how I've adopted that. So you can't react in my slams, right? So like if we on stage together, me and you go, and let's say you all in my face though, like real battle rap style,
so
right?
You can do that?
Yeah, you can do it. You just can't touch him. You know what I'm saying? So like if you spitting against me.
But you can go nose to nose.
Right, you can pretty much as close as you can without touching. Right, I can't react though. As soon as they react, it's disqualified. I'm not even gonna let them spit, right? Because you're supposed to be stone faced.
So ain't no scrapping or nothing going on.
None of that, bro. None of that. You know what I'm saying? And then I took it a step further. Is I make you shake hands at the end of each round. So like so like let's say for giggles, right? Let's say me and Lance get into it, right? And we go head to head, and Lance do a diss piece to B Shatter, and then B Shatter do a diss piece to Lance. Host is going to make them shake hands, right? Because you leave it all on the stage. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what you got going on, or like whether y'all meant that stuff in the pieces, you know what I'm saying? We doing this for the audience, for entertainment, and it's for the scene.
Now look, Lance my homie, but I know that's hard for him, ain't it?
What?
To not respond.
Got me on Facebook Live. Nah, for real, I'm the one that's kind of, because I'm trained in it. I've done a bunch of them now, you know what I'm saying? So I know how to not do it. But it is hard, you know what I'm saying? Somebody getting personal. Yeah, sometimes get personal. And then sometimes, for real, even if they're not doing diss pieces, some people got real hard lines. You're like, that's nice. Like, I probably wouldn't have thought of that. That's good. I want to give you props, but I can't because I don't want you to win.
So we're considering we're like Murder Monk now. Would they be considered
Murder Mook, man? Get it right, man.
Nah, bro, Murder Mook. And you know what? It's funny that you asked that because I've been watching a lot of battle raps recently, right? Yeah. And they sound like they're moving towards more of a slam poetry style, right?
Yeah.
Some of them do. However, no, I wouldn't classify as the same thing.
You wouldn't classify as a poetry?
And here's why. Because like some of them cats do actually freestyle, right? And that's cool, I guess. But some of the cats who are writing it, they still got like their whole like rapper cadence and this, that, and the third. You know, it's I don't know. It's not the same. It's not the same. Like
it wouldn't be the same as like battle poetry if you and dude going. You know, I think
it feels like it should be the same. It's not though.
Okay.
It's not. I think because the cool part about when you're doing like battle poems is and one reason why I like doing them is it actually requires you to use the full extent of your poetic knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what makes a battle poem, right? And so like raps are usually only going whether you battling or not. You know what I'm saying? But most battle rappers are going to follow one type of literary scheme, right? And it's all going to be punchlines, right? So they're all going to have like hardcore metaphors. Like these three lines are going to go together because this is the point I'm making right here. Right. That's and like we break it down, that's a quatrain. So all battle rappers are writing in quatrains all day, every day. A, B, B, A. That's my punchline right here. That last line of that, right? Whereas poets, nah, bro, I'm gonna hit you with this quatrain right here. Now I'm gonna hit you with an alliteration. I'm gonna use your name and like 6 other people who are also known in the crowd. Throw their name in a piece. You know what I'm saying? Like in this line right here. Then I'm gonna flip it. You know, like it's different.
Man, you got to give me a freestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, see, because I don't freestyle. Freestyle ain't my.
That was all I was going to ask you that. Now, in slam,
all true poets, you better know how to freestyle.
That's not my wheelhouse.
When I used to rap, people used to try to put me on the spot.
Well, yeah, see, but rapping almost requires you to freestyle. Well, poetry doesn't, because I'm gonna write all my stuff down and then memorize it and then spit it later.
But I mean, I'm just saying, on the spot, you got to be able to drop something.
Well, we need something. We need something for the audience. You know what I'm saying? You putting trains and you putting everything together. I'm
just showing you like how I know what the difference is.
I'd be like, this is planes, trains, and automobiles.
So in poetry slams, there's no freestyle, no impromptu, no freestyle.
Not normally. There's only one person I know who does freestyles in slams and is good at it. Because that's the difference, right? Because like you can tell when slam poets are freestyling, because especially like if you've seen them slam before or perform before, it's a total different way of how they write, how to react, how they perform it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can almost look at them finding whatever the next word is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there's one person I know who does it and does it really well, and this brother named Ed Mabry. It's kind of like his go-to trick card. He does it in the last round of every slam he's in, especially if he knows it's gonna make him win. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's, you know what I'm saying? Like if he needs a 30. He's gonna drop this freestyle, and guaranteed it's gonna be a 30. Like I've never seen it fail.
Now look, let me ask you this: in hip hop, New Yorkers particularly, think they are the GOATs. They think they own lyricism. Do you find that in poetry?
Yes.
Do they think they're the most lyrical?
Yes and no.
Or I should say poetic, not lyrical.
So you have New York poets. The New York poets that I've come across think they're the best, period, because slam poetry started in New York, right? So down in New Yorican and all that, you know, down in Brooklyn and the Bronx, right? So like, and you know, like we all give it that ode or whatever, like, okay, cool, you from the motherland, I guess technically, of where slam poetry started, but you still got to be good with these poems, though.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I come to New York and y'all talking all that hood mess like we the GOATs because we came from the Genesis, and I beat you in a slam using old poems, you shut up now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and the last time that I think a New York poet even won something of note, it's been some years. So we all acknowledge that New York is the place, you know what I'm saying, like the Mecca, you know what I'm saying? We all like make that pilgrimage to go to New Yorican or you know what I'm saying, or go to New York to slam or feature, but poetry is all show and prove, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can talk all that hood mess so you want to, but you ain't winning no slams. I don't know, bro. You might want to sit down. You might need to call it quits.
All right, so look, your most memorable slam. What city?
Ooh, I would say most memorable. I got a couple though. So I'll give you my top 3. All right. So number 1, it's Brave New Voices, 2008. It was my first time ever being on a team. And this was like one of the last years that HBO was filming Brave New Voices, and so we were in DC, and my team made final stage. We weren't one of the 4 teams that made final stage, but we got the sacrifice.
So you got to explain it to us, because we don't know what final stage is.
So final stage, so like at a BMVs, at a Southern Friday, at the Nationals, instead of like one night of 3 rounds. You have week long, right? Week long slams, right? So we got there like on a Tuesday night we slammed, and so that's 4 rounds. All right, cool. We I think we won night 1. Night 2 we came in second, but as far as like the rankings go, we were still good.
And you say we, meaning the team, right?
Right, the team.
So a team is usually how many people?
4.
Okay.
4 people. So we make it to semis. Cool. We pulled like a 2 or 3 in semis, right? So we probably not going to finals. However, we had enough points so that we can sacrifice. So we make it to finals, which is day 4, right? And we got to perform. They let us sacrifice. Sacrifice me. So before every slam starts, you need a sacrificial like poet or team to kind of like calibrate.
Sound like Illuminati now.
Right? No, it sounds like right.
It's like
So like
We're the virgins.
right? Yeah, no, most definitely.
it's like a cold dance off. You feel me?
So like what happens is you need to sacrifice a sacrificial poet or team of poets to go before every slam, and it's really to calibrate the judges, because then what you say is judges, after you heard that, everybody you hear from now on, you need to score them as either better or worse than the people who we started off with. Dig what I'm saying?
So they set the bar.
Right.
Okay.
Dig what I'm saying? So my team got up, and what was dope about it is we did this piece called Speak. It was pretty cool, I guess, at the time. And Idris Elba was hosting that year. And so
he's in the poetry?
he was a DJ first before he started acting.
I had no idea.
Yeah, man, he does a bunch of different things.
He
Man.
still does it too.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
def. Yeah.
Is he a better DJ than actor? I don't want to throw that shot. Look, you know what? And I respect Malik Yoba. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
But and you know what? You know something
What does
memorable?
Malik Yoba have to do with Idris
Right.
Elba?
Yeah, we say Idris Elba.
Oh my God!
What are you over
Why
thinking
was
about,
my
man?
mind on Idris Elba?
Hey, you know
No,
what? We
because I
gonna
said Idris
gonna
Elba.
keep
You
it
said
out.
Malik Yoba.
Why was my mind on?
Because he
Malik
also
Yoba?
used to do poetry.
Hey man, we
Malik
got
Yoba be having some ashy lips, but I don't think
man, we
And
have to
that's
think
what I meant
about
when I
it.
said
Niggas lips is
I don't know why did my mind go to Malik Yoba?
In your defense,
know.
Malik Yoba's done some poetry in some movies.
That gotta be what
So,
it is. Now, Idris Elba, tremendous actor. Malik is too. I just haven't seen him in a great role since New York Undercover.
Yeah, no, I don't think he has been. I think he's just been
Did
on
a
his
couple
lesser
movies
roles.
that were kind of.
I mean, they killed him off of Empire.
Yeah.
That's the end for you.
And
You
I've
can't-
never
you can't
seen
go
Empire.
Oh well, then
Did he? Was he okay?
no, he dies in
I mean,
season
but
1.
was his character okay?
It's
he
okay.
ain't last that long.
Right.
That's what he's trying to say. He ain't last that long.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe because his
Like if-
lips
like if you-
always chapped. I don't know.
Oh, his lips always chapped.
His knuckles always look ashy too.
Well, you know what I like about him?
You can't
You know
be like
what?
that if you're dark skinned, bro, on TV, bro. You got to have lotion on.
Look, and you know what I like about him, though? What I will say I like about him? I heard him in an interview, I don't know, about 10 years ago. And he was talking to a guy, and it was a white guy. And the white guy was like, where did the name Yoba come from? And he was like, my father made it up. And he was, and the dude got like, your father made it up, and he was like, somebody made your name up. You know what I
Right.
mean? He just didn't.
Right.
But whatever name, whatever, what was Johnson or whatever it was, his father, I guess, was going through, a similar period to where we're at now in history, and his father came up with Yoba and changed the family name, and they've been Yoba. I thought that's pretty dope, but other than that.
But yeah, so remember, after we got through spitting that piece, Idris Elba came up, dapped me up, hugged me. He was like righteous, like in his big, tall British voice, and I was like, "That's dope."
So
I'll remember that
he's a
forever.
poet as well, or he's into poetry.
I guess. I mean, they just got him for that particular time. I don't know.
okay.
I mean, I don't have his number, so we don't talk.
Somebody told me to tell you, hi, chocolate friend.
Oh, hey, person.
Is it a female?
Yeah, it's
imagine.
Deanna.
Oh, that's my girl, Deanna Cole. She cool.
She like the Chocolate Brothers too.
So,
You will not be put on the spot like that.
all
What's
right.
up, D?
So, time number 2, might have been. All right. Okay. Time number 2. Southern Fried 2014. We put Louisville Lip together. Right. It was myself, Lance Newman, Joshua Middleton, and this brother named Latarius Thomas, and we go down to it was either Greensboro or Greenville, one of the Carolinas, one of them green towns. It's
A bunch of them in the Carolinas.
right, and this is right when we had started doing ESPN together, right?
Okay.
And we did that joint like second night, 8, bruh. It's got 30. Cats was like,
So you killed it.
yeah, bro, it was dope. Like when I go see the video, bro, like it's dope. It's on my YouTube. Go check out my YouTube. Be Shatter.
What is
No, you
no,
got to plug
no,
yourself.
plug it.
You got to plug yourself better than that.
Yeah, no.
what's
So YouTube, you can type Brandon B. B Shatter Harrison, and that's who's gonna pull it straight up. You know what I'm saying? And then look at all my videos, especially my newest one, Get Out Ben. Yeah. So anyways, and then I guess my third most memorable one is I did this random slam in Columbus, Ohio, and Ed Mabry's there. Now Ed Mabry's the #1 poet in the nation. It's not a secret. Like that man. Like I love him and I hate him, right? I love him because he's somebody I can learn from. You know what I'm saying? I love like watching him work when he's doing it, right? I hate him because he wins everything, right? And it's almost. And 9 times out of 10, you're not even competing against his poems no more.
So he's the Jay-Z of the circuit.
Kind of, sort of. No, like real deal though. Like when you last summer went to Atlanta, do the slam called Rough Language down at Apache Cafe. I don't know if y'all been to Atlanta before, but like right under the torch off the highway is this joint called Apache Cafe. Do a whole bunch of poetry and whatnot over there. And so, and maybe he's reading all his poems. He's reading all of them, like paper out, reading these joints. They giving him 30s, left and right, 30s. I'm like, bro, you can't.
So you can do that with the paper?
Yeah, you can. Like, if you can kill it, you can kill it. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of getting up on stage in a slam
with the paper,
right, and reading your poems.
There should be points off of this, like me doing a rap with my paper.
Right. So like, I'm livid, right? Because I'm like, totally, he's only getting 30s, right, because of who he is, right? Like we knew going in. He's the man. Like it's not no secret, right?
Hey, look, some people can mess up, right?
Yeah, most definitely you can mess up.
So with they cheat, that gives you a little crutch, right?
Right, it's totally a crutch.
All right.
So
sound like he need to have an accident.
And so you know, like when you sometimes I would say sometimes going up against Mabry, you're not just going up against his poems, you also going up against his reputation. You dig what I'm saying? And that's kind of hard to do if you're somebody who doesn't have a reputation that can stand next to Ed's. You dig what I'm saying? Like I've been doing this 10 years now, but maybe over the last 3 or 4 years have I really like blow saying like y'all remember Lil Buddy from back in the day in Texas, you know, like now I'm somebody for real, y'all want to mess with me. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
But also in that I don't have like national wins like Ed does. Ed was on Versus and Flow. You know what I'm saying? Like multiple seasons. Like he was on a couple of different.
So y'all got all this little. So this whole community has like shows, awards, and the whole thing.
Wait,
right?
you ain't never seen Versus and Flow? They came on TV1.
No.
It still well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it comes on no more. Because like Omari Hardwick was the host of it, but now he's doing Power, and then they made Laz Alonso the host, and I ain't heard much about it.
Because I was gonna try to see if I can get my friend Robin G on there.
Yeah, no, most def. I applied.
Okay, so look, let me ask you this: with the resurgence of hip hop, right? I'm gonna say with the resurgence of lyricism in hip hop.
I like that.
So when you have your Kendricks, you have your Coles, and then yesterday you had Jay-Z drop.
Yeah.
So when
I'm not a title member, so I ain't hear it. I just been seeing all the quotes.
Hey, let me tell you something. Hey, now look, they played it yesterday on iHeart.
Yeah,
back to back. They played it every
somebody
hour.
Sent me a link to go like listen to it. I'm gonna
every
do it later.
hour. Now look, I subscribe. I got a bond with Jay-Z. I subscribe to Tidal. The album was. They introduced the album on the 26th and it was going to drop on the 30th. Mm-hmm. So on the 26th, I subscribed to Tidal. So I said, okay, when this album drops, I'm going to get it, right? No. You had to subscribe to Tidal prior to the 26th.
Most definitely.
To get it. Like, so new subscribers don't get it.
I thought they did.
No.
Was Sprint. Okay, no. Sprint.
If you have Sprint.
Yeah, if you got
Sprint.
Sprint.
Who has Sprint?
What's up? I got Sprint, baby.
To me, that's smart.
Oh, you got Sprint?
Yeah, I got Sprint.
But to me, that's smart. Why would you allow people to subscribe? To me,
because you know, like when you first time subscribers, it's free,
and you're gonna drop it in 30 days.
Right? And
But you know what?
30 days.
But
so
see, I think
now I'm gonna hold you. Because I'm gonna get your $10. Like you won't have to get it one way or another.
I'm gonna keep it anyway, right? Because I want to support his service. But Tidal is the last company to hold on to exclusives.
Yeah.
Like Apple's got rid of it. I don't think that works out well. You know what I mean? Because like say Jay, when he dropped on Tidal exclusively yesterday.
Yeah.
Apple didn't get it, Spotify didn't get it, or whatever.
But they'll get it next week.
Or he might hold it longer because like when Kanye's
remember
dropped,
that? It was like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month.
It was a month.
No, I just read an article. It said it was going to come to iTunes and Apple next week.
Right, but I know.
But like even Chance, when Chance dropped 3, right? He had signed that contract for Apple Music to get it for like the first 2 weeks. Yeah. Didn't even last, bro. Right. He had it on there for like 4 days and took it off, and it was exclusively on Tidal for 3 weeks because Jigga paid him more money, and then he brought it back everywhere else.
That's what people got to understand, the marketing and the branding is.
But that's one that didn't work out well. That's why, like, and Apple being the hugest, they dropped it.
Yeah.
They dropped it because what happens is, I understand the marketing idea that you're going to get subscribers that way,
right,
but it didn't work out that way. And then what was happening was that no matter what you do, it's going to leak. No matter what you do. You know what I mean?
So, and I think at this point, because like where a lot of people are not seeing a lot of people are seeing like Jay-Z, Tidal, Sprint, they making money, and that's why I don't really want to subscribe to it. And in the case of Jay-Z, kind of makes sense, bro. Like, bro, you already got a bunch of money. I'm not about to give you more money. You got it all, right? But when you take somebody like, let's say for instance, Junior J or Rob Lee or Otis drop something exclusive on Tidal. I'd prefer that they would do it on Tidal. Tidal's paying the artists the most for their their plays, right? Spotify, you getting 0.00003 cent, right? Like, I don't know how you get a piece of a penny, right? But you get a piece of a penny.
Well, you put 2 and 4 together, then you get one.
What that means is you got to do 700 zillion streams.
Right, you dig what I'm saying? Like, so to make,
you got to cut the pie. It's pie.
True,
pieces
like,
of pie.
So check it out. So like, whereas you would make, so because somebody said 700, right? So let's say for 700 plays on Spotify, right? You might have made 2 cents, right? Whereas 700 plays on Tidal, you almost to $1 now. You dig what I'm saying? So 2 cents to my dollar. You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna take it over here, and then if I can get it exclusive, all my people who mess with me, okay, well now everybody wins, especially all the people that look like me. It's a black dude that owns it. I'm black. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so I see it on that aspect. But in the case of Jay-Z, nah, bro, like. I actually went out and physically bought your last album, which was Magna Carta, right? Like, I went and took my whole actual $20.
Oh, you didn't have a Samsung, so you didn't get it free?
Nah, bro, I've been on my iPhone for a long time.
Yeah, last time he did a $20 million deal with Samsung.
Yeah, he did with
and everybody had a guy who got it free.
Right, I had a Note at the time, but I also had an
Team
iPhone.
Samsung.
And like,
it's funny because I had a Samsung at the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it went. Because ain't nobody using Samsung Music. That's terrible.
And see, they found out that with Kanye's album, right? When Kanye dropped, everybody subscribed for Tidal, and they had an influx of subscribers after 30 days.
Yeah,
it fell right back off. Yeah. So I guess they'll figure it out some type of way.
Somebody get it.
All right. So look, back to you. Back to you in this slam. Give me one of your favorites, or give me one of your go-tos when it gets rough.
You can't give them no go-to, Brad. Man, this is live.
It's like,
nah, that's cool. It's fine.
So it's like it's your poker hand. Don't give away your tail.
Nah, man, I can do it.
You're gonna have to come off the dome.
I don't know. No, I'm overly confident in my go-tos. Right, like if we third round and I already haven't used this piece and I now got to use this piece to win, I'm going to win. Like it's like I'm that guy now. So
give us a
Darius Love hauled into the building.
So my go-to piece to win. It's gonna be it's gonna be my new joint. So it's my Get Out band piece, right? So oh, y'all want me to spit that like right now?
See, that's what.
Okay,
that's why I was like,
my bad. All right, so
like, are you sure you want to do that?
Right.
You know, have somebody try to use it against you.
Nah, it's on YouTube and everything.
Okay, yeah, we was about to say, bro, just give us one of them old ones that old reliables.
Just a little light gut punch. It's a little light one. Leave full body.
Nah.
It's censored, right? It's edited, right?
Yeah.
All right.
On the fly, edited. Oh dang. Right, because I can't say none of them joints.
Yeah.
Big old sign saying, "Don't say no." Right, here we go. So, get out, bro. Get out. You know how much them Russians love fine china and fancy spoons? Melania looks like she loves tea parties and Trump with his tiny hands, compiled with his Spicer and Kellyanne. It's no wonder you're on TV spewing alternative facts about how blacks actually got here, Ben. If you're in there, if you're in the sunken place and can't get out, blink twice. Blink 3 times, you got a hit squad next to your fence yard. None of them suits ain't suiting you. You used to scrubs and medical coats. If your media outbursts of ignorance have been cries for help, then Ben, my man, you need to get ghosts. They lobotomized what peace of mind you had inside. See, the race was just the beginning, and you're marching towards the end. Oh, Ben, how could we have not seen the signs? They must have taken your wife's mind, too, because what black woman would blindly stand by and support you? I'm questioning your rhetoric. You need to get out and stay woke. Turn around. Don't park. Don't collect $200,000 from the taxpayers. You need to start sending prayers up right now. The kind that those old great-grandmothers used to pray when they were captured and enslaved and made to maintain plantations for for no pay. You need to start praying them old down south from your toes hymnals that those non-immigrated bodies pray when the whips and the chains and the auctions and experiments and the rape and the murder and the that's it. I've got it. They must have replaced your mind with Nancy Reagan's. Yeah, because you spitting that Reaganomics. Tell all the blacks to grab their bootstraps and rise up like you did. Tell them that the options are limitless and that the hood is but a stepping stone to get the houses with white thrones like you did. Tell them that we're beyond racism like you did. Tell them that none of the protests and the systematic racism and the police brutality and none of that affects you because we're beyond that, because we were all born with the same spoon and boots with straps like you did. But you forget, you didn't have any boots to begin with in the first place. You must not remember your birthplace. I need to flash you my camera so you can remember your purpose. Ben, get out. Get out of that house. You get out of that, that's a curse word, Caucasian house right now, because you are dying and we are trying to save you.
And then that's when you come through like Mike Epps and smack him with the baby powder.
Woo! Look.
Nah, what's the 2 snaps? Ain't it 2 snaps?
Hey,
Right. No, I'm smacking you with the baby powder because you don't understand.
Hey, you remember the movie? Have you ever seen the movie I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Hey, you remember at the end when he was preaching to the little white girl said, "Woo, preach, bro."
No, you was talking about when he was talking with his family. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't at the end, but I know what you're talking about. She was like, preach, brother.
Yeah, y'all say all of that, and I'm thinking of the scene from Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy. And he was out there in the church talking about
woo, let's have church on the line.
evil is good. It was like, yeah.
So about Ben poetry, is Love Jones one of your favorite movies?
I was gonna ask you that.
You know what? Yes and no. Yes, because I feel like for the longest time that I was Darius. Like I feel like I was living his life, right? Like I was young, spitting poems, the joints.
What was that? What's his name?
Lorenz Tate.
Yeah.
Boy, look, my mind is somewhere else. You know, about to call him Trey Lorenz.
Man, what is wrong with you, man?
Brad, I keep trying to tell people, nobody believes me. Brad has ADD.
We had to get him one of them fidget spinners or something.
Right. Here, sit here and play with this. We need you to concentrate.
And look, I've been watching Vlad TV interviews on YouTube. So they've had Kane on there all week. I can't remember his real name. They have Kane for minutes.
Shoot. What is his name?
Look,
you know the actor's name?
Yeah, his name is.
I've never seen him in anything else other than being.
Look, he talked about that too. Well, you know what?
He was in Belly.
He was in Belly.
Who was he?
I'm gonna drop a dime on this, but with the banana. That's him.
You talk about Banana Slim?
That's him with the perm.
Yeah.
That's Kane?
That's Kane.
Yes, with the thick
Kane.
glasses.
Yeah.
Talk about
Somebody, if you watching, what is his real name? I need somebody.
I was just watching, but look,
What
he
is his real name?
made a mistake yesterday, and I was cracking up on the video. So they're asking him about how him and Jamie Foxx were real cool.
Okay.
So they were asking him how their relationship, developed, and he said, well, back at the time we were both running around Hollywood real promiscuous. And I was like,
What?
well, now with the rumors with Jamie Foxx, that wasn't the best line
Right, yeah.
to say, but I've been watching him all week, so he was talking about Lorenz Tate and how his career catapulted above his.
Yeah, well, because it was old dog. Everybody,
Right.
all the women love. I mean, I was like, ooh.
But then, like, literally, they had Minister Society, and then he also did Dead Presidents.
Yep.
And then, like, it was like a 2-year span, and then ta-da, Love Jones.
Yeah.
And then you didn't see him in anything else.
Then he had a sitcom for a while too.
Nah,
Yeah, it was South Central.
Nah, he was in another
Yeah.
movie too, Man of Port.
Huh?
He was in Man of Port.
Yeah, that was later
was.
though. That was later though.
Yeah, it was.
I might lose some points, but I ain't watched Love Jones all the way, and I don't care to.
Why not? What?
I don't know. I just
You didn't feel it?
no.
I get it, because Bill Bellamy's a terrible actor.
Terrible. But my girl
I didn't even know he was in the
Yeah,
movie.
so, like, no, because
Yeah,
there's like a 10, 15 minute span in that movie where I'm like, God,
Yeah.
Bill Bellamy's terrible. Why do we keep looking
yeah,
at him?
I have
Yeah, he's
no
terrible.
desire to.
But my
To
girl
watch
is in
it.
there.
Yeah, Neil Long.
Yeah, I mean, she
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
She make you want to watch the movie. I'm sorry.
No, she didn't.
She's the TR double.
But it wasn't one of my favorite movies either. But a lot of females, that is their favorite.
Yeah, they minds.
Too hardcore.
Yeah, she like set it off or something like that.
I mean, set it out. I mean,
Nah.
So
No, Love Jones. Yeah, man, that's
Love Jones had joint.
Take Love Jones in conjunction with Def Forger Jam. I was like, oh yeah, bro, I know I can do it.
All right, so with this resurgence of lyricism in hip hop,
Yeah.
do you listen to hip hop?
Yes.
Okay, so with the resurgence of the Kendricks, of the Coles, of the Jay-Z, is that refreshing for poets when someone drops something that you could pull quotables from?
Yes, because it works. You know what I'm saying? Like I think for me, it pays to be, I guess, well informed about like all the different art forms, hip hop especially. Because you never know who's gonna be in your crowd. And so
right.
It's real. So especially you take somebody like Kendrick or Jigga, and you throw a line or two in a piece. You know what I'm saying? In whatever crowd, you dig what I'm saying? It usually hits real good. You know what I'm saying? And then those also provide good talking points when you're doing features. You know what I'm saying? You can be like, man. I guess Jigga was cheating on his own Beyonce.
He addressed that too.
I'm saying 444.
Yeah, but it's like everybody's like,
and then you drop a relationship piece.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, and then what they'll do is whether you wrote something about that or not.
Yeah,
they'll find something in your piece that goes with whatever you talk
it's a lot of material that can come out of that album, but
he threw a shot at Eric Benet. A big shot.
And Eric Benet
responded on Twitter.
Yeah,
I was like, come on, Eric. Why you responding on Twitter, dude?
But the shot, though, man, y'all talking about the shot because at that time. It was actually, you know what I like about this Jay-Z album?
What?
He's speaking the truth.
I don't think he is. I think Jay.
They're marketing.
Man, Eric Benet had the coldest chick in the game.
I don't believe none of that.
Eric Benet lost the coldest chick in the game.
Right, but at the time, she was the coldest chick.
You never get to say. Nobody ever gets to say that Eric Benet had the coldest chick in the game. That's not what it did. Eric Benet lost the coldest chick in the game. That's the only way to refer that.
But you have to have it.
Holly can't keep a man.
No, she can't. She's crazy too. But that's the
what y'all not gonna do.
That's them light skins, dog.
That's a look.
She ain't even light skinned. She mixed.
But like, listen though, like
part-time.
You know they crazy, right?
Eric Benet's got a song on the radio right now. Do you know what it's called?
No.
You don't. So for me, for Jay-Z to even say something to Eric Benet,
you gave him a breath of life.
Right.
Yes, because he was trending on Twitter.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so why would you do that? And so like,
and he responded on purpose. He knew what it was.
And so for me,
why wouldn't you do it though?
Jay's gonna go on tour around Christmas. Him and Beyonce probably gonna go on tour together in the springtime. This is all just gonna sell records and sell tickets, right? That's one. Two, Jay is now just trying to tell his piece of the story because people have been clowning him all year. So like when right before Ye went on his bender, Ye said probably the realest thing I've ever heard Kanye say in the history of ever. He said, like on stage, he was like, "We supposed to be brothers. My daughter has never played with your daughter." You know what I'm saying? Like that's real. Like you know, because like Jigga's real quick to be like, "Yeah, Ye, my brother, Ye, woo woo." But like, let's be real about it. Jigga's cut people off and did people dirty from jump. You know what I'm saying? Like Dame is still around here.
But I don't think so. I think it's a it's a maceration process.
Like, my thing, and
Jay's defense,
Jay's always made. Here's what I'll say. Jay has always made the best business moves for Jay.
Yeah.
Right? And on one hand, there's nothing wrong with that. Make your moves, brother, and make your money. However, don't bring somebody with you and say, "Hey, we making these moves together," and y'all not actually.
Because he was tripping though, bro.
He was tripping.
And this is not me standing up for Ye. I'm just saying.
But at the end of the day, you have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet too.
And with all of that, because I mean, I was digging the whatever Jay-Z, because I'm not a fan of Jay-Z, but
you not a fan of Jay?
No, you don't like Jay-Z. You don't love.
Do we want to hear this opinion? Do we want to hear this opinion?
Yes, you do. Because listen, and I was giving all the Jay-Z fans yesterday time to celebrate and rejoice and do whatever. But people are like, "Oh, he's spitting some real, whatever it is." But upon listening to some of the songs, I'm sitting here and I'm like, Nas has been doing that since Illmatic.
Yeah, but
check.
He has been doing that since Illmatic.
And here's because I'm a Nas.
This man can't get no props. He has. I am a Nas fan.
Here's the difference.
Go ahead.
Here's the difference between Nas and Jigga. I'm gonna give you that on Nas. I'm also a Nas fan, right?
Jay went commercial.
The difference and so here's actually what's happening. The difference between Nas and Jigga is the same difference between Mos Def and Talib Kweli, right? You got medicine and candy. Nas is gonna give you all Robitussin all day, every day. And
sometimes it's nasty.
There's nothing commercial about it. There's nothing sweet about it. You don't even get like the Dimetapp, like the grape flavored. You know what I'm saying? Or the bubblegum flavored.
You remember Dimetapp?
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody gave you that when you was a kid to put you to sleep.
You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't none of that.
Use
It ain't none of that. It's gonna be all straight
get off
red flavored Robitussin, right?
Right.
Jigga, he can still give you some of them things that you need. You know, he can still give you the lyricism, but it's gonna be wrapped in fancy paper. It might taste like Hershey's today. It might taste like Flintstone
But
vitamins.
see,
You know what I'm saying? Like you still need all.
Here
that
was
stuff.
my issue though. Everybody was like, "Oh, you know, we finally got somebody that's dropping some real issues," and you know, and I'm just like, "Well, where have y'all been?" Because Nas has always.
But then again, you got to go into the business moves, right? Like Nas is not making. My album's only coming out on the Samsung phone.
Right.
My album's only coming out on Tidal.
And not only that, Nas is working for Jay-Z.
And it's like this. And it's
Don't
like
you
this.
look?
Also-
I will fight you
And it's
about
like
Nas.
say we take what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
And say we take the Black Poetry situation or the slams, right?
Right.
A lot of people say, for myself, if you're not engulfed in the culture, you may not be aware of everything. But say someone stands out from that and becomes more mainstream,
Right.
People will notice and recognize what they have to say, and then you might be sitting there like, we've been saying this for years or whatever.
most
But the person that steps out to the mainstream is going to always overshadow the one in the underground, because you got to look for the underground.
But Nas is not underground.
Nas is underground.
Yeah,
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Nas was
different.
mainstream
He's
for like
different.
2 years.
Yeah,
That's when he
Y'all
did
gonna
Hate
let
Now.
Yeah.
Take
Nas
off
album
these headphones and
almost
walk
done.
out this
When
studio.
is-
Nas album's
Nas
almost
hasn't
done.
had a top 40 hit in a long time.
Not since-
saying that he's not a great artist.
The last top 40 hit Nas had was Hip Hop Is Dead. How long ago was that? And
But
almost 10 years.
But Nas got the
look at
number
who he
one
had to go get to
classic
help
album.
him sell that record. He had to go find Will.i.am and whatever crazy techno box he was in. You know what I'm saying? And then was like, "Hey, Will.i.am, produce a track for me." Bow. Hip Hop Is Dead. And everybody's like, "Oh!" And then immediately it died. Right, that song, because then everybody else was like, "Screw you, Nas. Where have you been?"
Yeah.
Right, talking about Hip Hop Is Dead.
But
We
hip hop did
right?
die. You know, hip hop died.
No, it did. No, it was totally dead. But then you had, and so the track did what it needed to do, but in doing so, pushed Nas back to the background again.
Yeah, push him
you know
in
what I'm saying?
underground.
Like so, because then
His
Jigga-
real fans know the deal.
Because then
But
Jigga
only a
dropped an
Nas
album.
fan is going to know when a Nas album drops.
Nas album's almost
Mainstream is not going to know when a Nas album drops.
Actually, Cali put it on his record.
Now
Nas
the best
album's
thing,
almost
the
done.
best thing he did do was
still waiting
invest
on that Nas.
now he invested in Bevel. That was a good move.
I mean, it's all about marketing. It's all
But it
about
was good.
marketing.
It's good marketing. I mean, he
And
had
he
to
dropped
get down.
Yeah.
and he dropped it in the song.
He had to get down, going on, but you know,
I'm saying with Jay, with
No,
Jay,
Nas
with
is a
Jay
great
and Lee,
lyricist, right? But he's underground.
I don't care.
Hey,
I get that.
right.
It's like because you wouldn't call most Def mainstream. He's still underground.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
your average person ain't gonna listen to Most Def. You have to really be
Right.
a Most Def fan. To listen.
Well, I would even. I'll take it. We'll make the comparison now, right? So, if we're talking Jigga and Nas, right? Mm-hmm. I would say the difference or the correlation to the two of them now, as far as who's mainstream and who's not, would be Kendrick and Cole,
Yeah.
right? Because Cole is now falling back into being more underground,
Yep.
more behind the scenes. He has his couple of radio hits,
Oh.
but you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
I
Kendrick,
don't
On
think
this
so.
album,
I mean,
yep.
the reason
here's why Kendrick is everywhere.
Now Kendrick fell back with that last album because it was kind of a darker album.
To Pimp a Butterfly or the little
Yeah,
Untitled
to Pimp,
Unmastered?
to
Pimp a Butterfly.
Right. But All Right became the anthem of
Right.
the BLM movement. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it did.
and so then you had that, and then you had, bro, he had too many radio songs on To Pimp a Butterfly to be
Yeah.
in the background. You dig what I'm saying?
but a lot of people,
Whereas
didn't catch it though.
Whereas you say Forest Hills,
Forest Hill killed it,
right? Which
Forest
was
killed
good, but you had the No Role Models, right?
Right.
And then the
It ain't too many airplanes.
GOMD after that. You dig what I'm saying? That was it. We still playing songs from To Pimp a Butterfly and the new songs that are on Gorge.
See, I mean,
I didn't think anybody was going to touch the new Kendrick Lamar until Jay dropped, and I still don't think it's there.
What, the new Kendrick?
The new Jay. I don't think it's there. Kendrick, that's a masterpiece. The new one. I like the new Kendrick.
So you saying this new Jay ain't a masterpiece?
It is.
It's gonna go down as a
It's
classic.
really only
It's gonna
7
go down.
songs, and the other songs are like interludes.
What?
It's like 10 tracks, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
10.
And then you
It's-
look at like the length
Yeah.
on some of them songs.
Yeah,
like,
they
bro, that's
should.
not a song there. That's just like when on Magna Carta Holy Grail, he had that joint when Mike Will made it the verses or whatever. That song's like 40 seconds.
And there's
long.
not,
Like, dang.
and there's not. It's just a refreshing burst of lyricism because it's Jay, but there's not any really commercial records on that album.
No,
Yeah, but the
they'll try
thing
to
about-
force it because they said the same thing about Lemonade. There was like, there's no commercial songs or radio songs, but they still found songs to play on the radio just because it's Beyonce.
But the thing about it is, everything that they done went through they done turned it into money. You know, the elevator scene, both of them making money off it.
Of course.
Becky, both of them got Becky.
You know who got the raw end of that elevator scene?
Who's that? Solange.
Yes.
She should be making all the money.
Now,
from that.
actually, actually, her last CD was the better than she ever put out.
It was a great CD, right? But Solange is underground as well, and that's
she
when
is.
you look at Beyonce and Solange.
I just because that's her sister's Beyonce.
Well, because her style of music.
I mean, because her sister's Beyonce. If Solange wasn't Beyonce's little sister, she'd probably have a bigger fan base.
I think she has a big fan base.
If more people knew that Solange wrote Beyonce's songs, she'd have a bigger fan base.
Yeah.
If they publicize that more.
And she just doesn't make commercial music.
She doesn't.
And she's fine with that, though.
That Cranes in the Sky joint, that
Like
the album is
he's
solid.
fine with not making commercial music.
Right. So, because her album is solid. But,
Now, look, I'm one of the rare people that agree with Vlad, with Nas. He's like, Nas is the worst beat picker in rap, and I believe it.
He has terrible beat selection.
I'm like,
for instance,
now listen.
If you put Nas over all of Rick Ross's beats on the Rather You Than Me.
Hey, I'm
gonna give y'all a song. I'm gonna give y'all a song of Nas's to go listen to. Yeah, I mean some of his beats, but see, for me, what I appreciate about Nas is I don't listen to Nas for the beats. I listen to Nas for the lyrics.
Exactly.
So when we finish, y'all go look up. Y'all go look up "Stay" because Nas samples a lot of old school music,
right?
Like stuff that people probably forgot and never heard of.
But
so go listen.
It's my argument with people with lyrics too, though, right? And I respect lyrics because I prefer lyrics, right? But you gotta have beats, right? Because at the end, it has to sound good sonically. It's music.
Still got to be able to ride.
We can't just.
Well, go listen to "Stay."
Look, that's what I feel. Is the problem I feel like that's the problem with Papoose. I feel like Papoose is probably one of the greatest rappers ever, right?
Pap is the truth.
The truth. But for one, I don't think he has a very ear-friendly voice.
No.
And
Pap is like straight out of somebody's slum in New York.
Straight. DMX can make it. Pap can make it, man.
But can slaughter anybody lyrical.
But DMX had good beats.
Right.
Right.
But the thing about it,
had Swiss beats behind him,
and a friendly voice.
Hey, he never signed with a mainstream company. That's not Pap.
Rough Riders was signed to Def Jam.
I mean, but Def Jam promotes the hottest artists at that time, and if you're not hot at that time,
he had all kind of promotion.
I don't know. I think
what their name is CD.
Yes and no to what you're saying.
DMX was everywhere.
No, I'm talking about Pap. I'm talking about Pap, not DMX.
Oh,
Pap.
Well,
he was signed to K-Slay.
Who's K-Slay?
So yes and no to what you're saying, because I think Pap is now signed to Def Jam.
No, he's
it's too late.
It's too late.
MMG.
Oh, we might get a couple of.
He's with MMG now.
Yeah, he's supposed to sign with MMG.
Oh well. Well, he'll just end up being like how
put him with a cold beat and watch this young man work.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
So because Jay Elect to me right now today, to date, is probably one of the coldest.
He's one of the best. He's one of the best.
Right? No, it's terrible beats. Right, but I'm saying, but he signed to Def Jam and Rock Nation. We just kind of like
he's not relevant right now.
Dang, what happened?
Hey, look, what
happened is he got married to Erykah Badu for a stint. Now he's
curse.
Now he's like uber.
Now what y'all not gonna do is be trying to put that
love
up.
Erykah.
When she came to concert,
let's not look at body of work in men and say Andre didn't flip out before. Let's say Dead Prez dude.
Common?
Common too.
Yeah.
What y'all not gonna do?
Common no longer.
But we like Erykah.
Erykah's cold,
Erykah's
man.
the truth.
And she came and used to do.
But she has that power over men. Ain't nothing wrong with it. She got that power over men.
When she came in concert, she shut it down.
Hey, I stay away from women like that because I met women.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
That's a whole nother show.
You attract some crazies.
Hey, I don't keep them long.
You give me my man Darius Love Jones from Louisville, you might.
I don't know what it is. These women be attracted to Brad.
It's the bald head, man.
But you know what?
Get him in trouble.
Shane.
That's what it is, bro.
It look like Shane.
Hey, you know what though? The crazy women, the sex is incredible. You know what I'm saying?
That's your problem now.
Hey, man, that's why you lost that hair a long time ago. Man, you like them crazies, man. Stay away from crazies.
He can't.
I do.
No comment.
You stay away from the crazies.
Yeah.
Hey, so back.
Now,
we
Because I don't want to get him in
we'll talk to
trouble.
Brad
I
another
don't
day.
want him to come out and his tires be flat on his
Man,
car
please
and
don't
scratched
do that,
up.
man. They've been flipped his car over and moved it.
Right, so we ain't
From barbershop.
we gonna switch. Get on. We come on.
So what you got coming up now?
Yeah, we got 5 minutes, man.
All right, cool. Got you. So here we go. This Friday, that is July 7th, from 5 until we get out of there. But no, officially it's from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's a free event. It's called the Summer Slam, brought to you by B Shatter Poetry in partnership with Copper and Kings Distillery and Against the Grain Brewery. It is a slam. It'll be 16 poets going head to head for $300. And, and some more stuff. My man DJ Party All Weekend is going to be spinning the tunes in between poets, and then
are these 16 local poets?
No, they're coming from all over.
Okay.
So, but it's a hefty amount of local poets getting down. Then let's see, what else? On the 19th, myself and the sister named Ebony Johnson. She also goes by Ebony Stoner. She's a poet as well. We'll be taking the young poets of Louisville, which is a youth team of poets here. We'll be taking them to San Francisco to to compete in Brave New Voices. It's the 25th anniversary of that.
Oh, y'all got a Facebook Live, that one.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be dope. And the youth that we're bringing are phenomenal. Tyrell, Jasmine, Jalen.
When you get to San Francisco, take them to the pier, man.
I think Jalen came
take
up
them to
here
Pier
before.
39.
Jalen Posey.
Yeah, I think we had Jalen up here before.
Look, Pier 39 is the tourist attraction.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got all the Ripley's, believe it or not. It's just
nice.
It's
man, they'll love that.
Yeah, it's everything.
So we got that going. And so when we come back from that, a couple other stuff, like just random stuff. But the biggest things right now is July 7th, SummerSlam. Y'all come and show out for the kids.
We need some tickets, man.
Oh no, it's free, bro.
It's free.
It's free 99. And then from 5
give us free.
Right. And then from 5:30 to 6:30, they'll be doing distillery tours.
So we can drink.
I mean, there's drinks a part of that tour.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to pay for the drinks.
Yeah.
Pay for the drinks.
No, I went on a distillery tour at another place, and I like them.
Yeah, most definitely. I love all of this stuff, man. I think the only one I haven't done now is Angels Envy, I guess, is right here.
Food.
But it's dope though. So the event itself is free. Butchertown Pie Company will be there selling like shakes and.
So one more time, the name of this place is
Copper and Kings.
Copper and Kings. Is it a Saturday?
That's a Friday.
A Friday, okay.
5 to 10.
He
5
just
to
said
10.
July the 7th.
I got a question. So y'all don't have a weekly poetic show that y'all do weekly?
Nah, not right now. The only weekly gig I know where some of us poets will go and kind of like show up and perform at is The Vibe. That's done by Sasha Renee. And that's every Thursday at Haymarket Whiskey Bar.
I know she was in the poetry. She rapped too, right?
No, it's totally a rap set, and it's the poets go and kill it because that's what we do. Like, I don't know, me personally, I feel like I'm the only poet who knows how to rock rap sets. So, I mean, that's just me.
Cocky.
Yeah, most definitely.
So we got that coming up.
So, and then, now every second Tuesday, Lance does the K-Mac Poetry Slam, which is at the Kentucky Museum for Arts and Crafts. That's usually at 7 every second Tuesday.
You know what it is?
It's on Main Street right next to the Science Museum.
7th. In Maine? Up there, Eric?
Yep.
Okay.
And then...
Every second Tuesday?
Yep, every second Tuesday.
What time is this?
7.
Okay.
7. Yep. And then put this on your calendars. This is far out, but I'm going to give y'all enough notice.
Uh-huh.
December 14th and 15th will be the 4th annual Winter Soul Spit. That is a high dollar slam that I've been throwing for the last 4 years. It'll be at the Tim Faulkner Art Gallery.
So it's high dollar, man.
High dollar means 1,000 or more.
A lot of money.
Oh, for awards?
Yeah.
The winner?
Yep.
Okay, so what's the mission today?
It's free.
Oh, man, he got these
bro.
free poetry events.
I'm doing free events, man. Well, I'm doing it free because Jack Daniels is sponsoring this year.
Gotcha.
So,
shout out to Tracy. I don't know if she's in the marketing over there.
This is his brother named Garnet.
Okay.
Shout out
to Garnet.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. And
Right. So, but yeah, events free, man, both days. Right now, I can tell you that everybody that comes in the door gets a raffle ticket to get a pair of Beats. But that's not till December. I'm just telling you. But it's $1,000 to the winner, $250 to second, $75 to third. We're giving away Beats headphones.
I could use a pair of Beats.
All right, so how can people follow you?
So you can follow me on all of the social medias at IBShatter. That's Shatter, SHATTER, like glass breaking. That's on,
Where did B Shatter come from?
it was given to me, man. It's maybe 5 or 6 months after I moved to Texas. Started doing poetry. I ended up coming in third against my 2 mentors, Shake and Christopher Michael, and so, obviously I didn't win, but I beat out a bunch of other old heads, right? And so in the aftermath, they were like, "Bro, you shatter my perception of what I thought you'd be, like the type of poet I thought you'd be.
I thought it was like why the women call me Shat. No,
You should have asked him that when we first started. Okay, we out of
Right.
we out of time.
Man, we are about to be out of
That's
turn.
it. So be Shatter at IB Shatter on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Facebook is b.shatter or Brandon Shatter Harrison. YouTube is Brandon Shatter Harrison. Go to my website, bshatterpoetry.com. You know, I got a book coming out and all that jazz, so mess with me.
All right, man. We appreciate you for joining in with us. Every Saturday, catch us at 100.9 WCHQ. This is Urban Voices, and we out.